guys, welcome back to another edition of Friday Facts. I want to apologize for last week not being around for or putting up any videos. I was really sick. I barely had any kind of voice, and I just generally just felt like crap and did not feel like making any videos. So I'm trying to get back onto like my regular schedule. I also haven't been doing too many Monday Movie Madness videos because I mean my rats don't always do cute, fun, exciting things. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be uploading them regularly every Monday, but when I catch new cute pictures or videos, I'll definitely put them up on Mondays. But don't look for those every Monday because they might not be up. So yeah, I just want to give you a little update on that kind of stuff. But this week's Friday Facts video is going to be about proper bedding and litter for your rats. There are a lot of different litters out there in the market, but a lot of them really aren't the best choice for your rats. So I'm going to go through and list a lot of the different types that are available and what, in my opinion, are the best choices. One of the biggest things that people think about when they go and look for bedding or litter is like wood chips. You definitely want to avoid any kind of pine or cedar wood chips because they're just not good for your pets. There's a lot of oils that are in those types of woods, and aromatically they're very bad for your rat's lungs. I'm not sure, I can't remember what the oils are called. I'll try and look it up and put it in the description bar or something. But really, they're not good. If you want to go with a wood chip type bedding, I would go with Aspen wood. It's a little bit more difficult to find, but it's worth a look if that's the type of bedding you want to use. I do use that sometimes in my own cage in their litter box. But definitely look for Aspen because it's better than the like the cedar and the pine and whatever else is out there. I don't know. But Aspen is the way to go if you want to go for wood chip bedding. Big thing you want to keep in mind is do not use cat litter in your rat's litter box or cage or anywhere. It's too fine and dusty for them, and they'll inhale it into their lungs. That's the main thing you want to look for in any kind of bedding problems is whether they can aspirate that or get that down into their lungs, and it wouldn't be good for them. So definitely steer clear of like the clay, your standard clay litter box. Also, rats tend to like nibble and chew on things. So you definitely don't want them to like get that stuff down in either and chew on that or ingest it or anything. So I would steer clear of any kind of cat litter, the clay kind especially. I do tend to use a brand on the market called Yesterday's News. It's a litter or a paper-based litter. It's basically compacted little pieces of litter. Um, I'll put a picture in the video now. So yeah, that's what that looks like. It's heavy, and I use it in their litter box now because it's heavier and they don't throw their litter box all over the place. Um, it's also a lot more absorbent, so it will absorb their pee a little bit more. And it's not, if they chew on it, it's just paper. It's not really going to bother them too much. And it's a lot easier to clean up. I find that any kind of wood-based bedding is harder to clean up because I have shag carpet, and it's really hard to get out of your carpeting if it ends up on the floor, which it usually does. This stuff vacuums up so much easier. So I think that's what I'm going to be sticking with personally for the future for my girls. There's a lot of things out there on the market that are like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're basically like shredded paper. A lot of people do use this. I've tried a couple times, but usually like any kind of cardboard or paper is not very absorbent, and you're gonna have to change it very often. And they're probably gonna chew on it and shred it up, and it's gonna end up all over the place. It's very messy, not very absorbent. It doesn't really help with odor control too much, especially if you have boys, because boys tend to be a little bit more smellier than girls at times. Um, so I don't really recommend it personally for my own, but that's just me. I mean, some people do like it. It's usually a little bit cheaper, so maybe that's something you do want to look into. Um, I'll have links down below where you can buy some of this stuff if you're interested in it. There are many other things that you can use as bedding too in your cage. I don't know if you guys can tell in my cage, I have not only, I use fleece like on the levels of my cage. I basically wrap it around there and kind of pin it to the edges, which it doesn't last very long. They rip it up anyway, but it looks nice for about 2 hours. So yeah, I usually put that down on there for them to like walk on or destroy and tear up and make beds out of. Um, whatever. And I have a separate litter box for them that they hop into, and that's where I use like the paper type bedding, the yesterday's news. A lot of people do choose to do this because it gives them like something softer to walk on, so not walking on the hard plastic. Plus, you can throw it in the washing machine and wash it up with some unscented laundry detergent and put it in there next week, and it's good to go. It saves you a little bit more money. So yeah, that's what a lot of people generally choose to do, is use a little bit of two different kinds of things going on. Another type of bedding that I want to talk about is Carefresh. It's kind of it's more of a paper base. I do use it sometimes. It's fairly absorbent. It's fairly cheap. There's a lot of off brands. My Walmart even sells their own off brand version of it. It's more absorbent than, say, like shredded paper type beddings. It's pretty cheap. I do find them nibbling on it every now and then, which to me is so gross. But what are you going to do? They do weird things. So yeah, that's another alternative that I do like. I don't usually buy the actual Carefresh brand because it's really overpriced in my opinion. So if you can find a cheaper alternative, that's a pretty good deal too. I've used it in the past and I might in the future too. It depends on, like, for me it mostly depends on money. If I have a little extra money, I'll buy like the better grade litter. But sometimes, you know, we all run into those weeks where we're running just a little bit short, so we got to get something a little bit cheaper. So I think the off-brand Carefresh is a good choice for that if you're looking for something on a tighter budget. One thing I want to mention to you real quick about any kind of paper bedding, or pretty much almost any bedding out there, your rats can actually get like mites, like little bugs in the bedding, and it can get on them, and they can end up with like lice and mites infestation. One way to counteract and get away from that is to freeze your bedding for, I believe it's 48 hours in advance. I've personally never had a problem with this, but I know a lot of people do. If you can at all possible, try and freeze your bedding before you put it in your rat's cage, because that will kill any kind of lice or mites that might be in the bedding previously. I know it's quite a big problem in things like the Carefresh, and especially like the wood type based beddings. These are definitely things that can be infested with these gross bugs. Like I said, I've never had that kind of a problem, but I know a lot of people have. So keep that in mind. You might want to consider freezing your bedding beforehand. So yeah. That about wraps up this week's Friday Facts. I know, like I said, it's been a little bit of a long week for everybody. I haven't been around. I also had a problem with one of my girls. She ended up with a huge abscess on her stomach near her private areas. So I've been kind of nursing her back to health too. So I've been so busy and sick and stuff. So you'll notice my voice is getting a little raspy already now. So I think next week my video actually is going to be about how to treat abscesses, because I know it's something pretty common. And it might be pretty useful to a lot of you guys out there. So that'll either be my next video or the video after that. I'm not sure yet. I might need to wait for someone to come down and help me film that video. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely have more videos up for you guys next week. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys.